don't need to scan the aisles of the local vitamin shop or GNC looking for that magical pill or potion that you somehow overlooked that is going to be the key for you finally getting in shape. You don't need another pill. You need discipline. You need to get your ass up and get in gear. You need effort. You need to train. You need grit, fortitude, consistency, nonstop effort every single day. You need structure in your discipline. Yes, motivation, as I've said a million times, is bullshit. I don't know who said that first, but David Goggins made it famous, and I'm repeating it for you here now. You're not going to be motivated long term. Sure, you embark on a new program, you've got it in place, you got all your spreadsheets laid out or whatever, and about 3 days into it, if it says you need to do 40 minutes of cardio, and the only time you can fit it in is early in the morning, and you wake up early in the morning, and it's raining outside and it's cold, or you just really snug as a bug in a little bitty rug in your bed, all nestled up in the covers, and you're just not feeling it. This is going to happen. So what separates the winners and the people that succeed from the losers is the ones that continue to stay in bed generally will fail, and the ones that get up and grind generally succeed. They're not thinking about what supplements to take before they get out and go get the work done. Listen, you don't need a GLP-1. You were probably thinking that next. You probably know somebody that's on one, and they're getting great results. Yeah, they might be losing weight, but what's their actual body composition? Are they building muscle? Is it going to be something that extends to their total longevity and their total health? GLPs can be muscle wasting. They can be tough on the heart. I know 5 years from now, you're going to see these law office commercials. If you or a loved one have suffered severe side effects from the use of a GLP-1, you may be entitled to compensation. Call the law offices of blah, 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 and schedule a free appointment. You know where that's going to go. And you're probably going to get a commercial like that for statins too, but that's another video. Spoiler alert, I don't think anybody should be taking statins. But that's just my opinion. I could be wrong. That's my disclaimer. Consult your local physician before embarking on a statin protocol and see if it's right for you. You don't need another supplement. You need discipline. You need to train. You need to lift weights. You need to do your cardiovascular training. You need to do your capacity and conditioning work. You need to put an emphasis on your recovery. You need to stop eating shit. You need to stop partying all the time. You need to stop consuming alcohol. I can't tell you how many times I've had a client and he or she, when we're talking about the alcohol thing, they talk about how, well, I just need a couple of glasses every night to unwind, to de-stress. Truth be told, that couple of glasses is usually half a bottle or the whole damn bottle. Listen, pumpkin, you don't need a trainer. You need a 12-step program. You need a therapist. Put down the freaking bottle and back slowly away from it. Alcohol is not your fix or any other recreational drug. You need focus and discipline. Why is this such a hot topic button for me? Why am I so passionate about it? Because it never fails. I do a lot of consultations. If you go to my website, you can sign up for a 60-minute consultation with me. And I do them all the time. And they're great. We can get a lot of information when you talk to somebody face-to-face on Zoom about what they're actually going through. And you can diagnose a lot of things along the way. Some of them are absolutely glaring, and you can give that person through a real human conversation what they need to do literally today to start making massive change. I did one recently. The guy's in his 50s. He's working all the time. He's got a lot of responsibility. Who doesn't? He's got kids. I got 4. So the conversation ended up going from, I don't have time. And if you read between the lines of what he was saying, he was looking for a quick fix. He was looking for something that could push away all the hard work, all the training, all the discipline, something that they could wedge in very little time and still get the same results he wanted. He wanted to be lean. He wanted to be ripped. He wanted to be muscular, blah, 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 blah. But he didn't want to hear hard work. He didn't want to hear sacrifice. He didn't want to hear suffering. He didn't want to hear continual effort every day. He didn't want to hear living a 90-10 nutritional lifestyle, something I talk about in the previous video. He wanted to know and wouldn't stop talking about, what supplements can I take? And we talked about everything from the over-the-counter supplements and vitamins and performance supplements all the way to performance-enhancing drugs. And it never fails. People want to know what the magic bullet is, as if for some odd reason, me being in the industry, us coaches and trainers have some secret potion that we've been withholding from the general public for all of these years that we hold, close to the vest and nobody else can know what it is and only us can use it. And that's how we're getting all these results. So what the guy on the consultation didn't want to hear is, suck it up, bro. You're going to have to work your ass off. If you want to be lean and jacked and look awesome and be able to rip your shirt off and, prance around with the supermodel physique or the fitness model physique, guess what? You're going to have to allocate a certain amount of time nearly every single day to putting in the work and putting in the effort. A pill, a potion, a powder, and not a GLP-1. None of these things are going to be anything to you if you're not training. Supplement simply means in addition to supplement your training, your nutrition, and your recovery endeavors. If I had to throw a number on it, what difference can a proper supplementation protocol make in your overall results? Well, in terms of aesthetic results, maybe 1%. And if we're talking health and longevity, maybe 5 to 10% if you're getting inadequate nutrition and micronutrients from your food intake. So again, I can't stop imploring with you enough. If you want to have the body that you have in your head, if you want to be happy with your reflection, if you want to wake up every day and you're seeing the continual slow process, think 1% better every day. That happens from consistency, effort, grit, fortitude every day, training hard, getting that cardio in, whether you want to get up and do it or not. There have been times when my freaking ass has got up at 4 a.m. and went out and did a 30-minute ruck and then came home, fast shower, throw on some clothes, dart out the door, jump in the car, grab Mabel, my dog, and we're on our way to the gym because I look at my schedule in front of me and say, it's going to be very tough for me to fit that in today. And you can ask my wife. There has been many times where I come home late at night, 6:30, 7 o'clock, and before I even come in and take off my shoes, do anything that remotely resembles rest and comfort after a long day, sometimes I'll throw on that ruck, walk right back out the front door, hard 2 or 3 laps around a tough course around the neighborhood. Even if it's just 20 minutes, I get it done. I also make sure that I hit a step goal every day. And I think that's important. Some people discount that. I don't. I think it's critical. I think it's part of the whole discipline process. I'm making sure that I get a minimum of 8,000 steps a day. And right now, every single day, my step goal is somewhere around 11,500 steps per day. It's not very hard at all to get if I'm going out and doing my cardio or going out for a ruck. Another thing you might want to do, it's something that I stole from the former Navy SEAL DJ Shipley. He talks about the power of the 20-minute walk. So what he'll do is after most of his meals and right after his training session, he'll immediately go do a 20-minute walk because in his words, and I agree 100%, just about anybody can fit in a 20-minute walk. And at the very minimum, if you're close to that step goal and you want to really stay on point, what's great for the mind, what's great for the soul, and what's great for fueling that discipline that extends over from day to day to day, one of the best things you can do is after that evening meal is go out and just do a 10-minute walk. Take your spouse, take your partner, vent for the day, ask about your day. What can I do for you? Have that conversation. It's cleansing. It's 20 minutes. It aids in digestion. And it really sets the tone for a better night's sleep and a greater focus on waking up the next day, hitting both feet on the floor and attacking the day like you're in freaking war. And that's the way it needs to be every day. You don't need a better supplement. You don't need a better potion. You don't need a better powder. You don't need a GLP-1. You need to get up and work your ass off every day. But the cool thing about that is you will start to see those results. And every time the results compound, your level of dedication increases along with it. And you compound this over 30 days, 60 days, 90 days. Now you're becoming a machine. Now you're moving differently. Every step you take is better than the step you took before. And you can feel it. You can feel that you are becoming a better person. And then once you get into that groove, and I see it every day with my new clients, that after about a month, they'll walk in and say, I'm actually looking forward to this today. Or they might miss a session because something came up in their lives, and then they come right back and they say, man, I really hated missing my session. I'm really enjoying this now. I'm really looking forward to these things. This happens constantly. But in order for that to happen to you, you got to get your ass up and you have to embark on a program. Push away the idea that you need another pill. Understand the idea that it's going to take work, it's going to take sacrifice, and it's going to take suffering. Nobody has ever went through a hard workout or went out and did their 30 minutes or 40 minutes of cardio or went through that tough conditioning session. And at the conclusion of one of those tough training sessions said, I wish I hadn't have done that. I mean, that never happens. You might be reluctant. You might be kicking cans, mopey, grumpy before you start the workout. But I promise you, and you may have experienced this, 5 minutes into that tough workout, you're glad you're doing it and you're thrilled you've done it once the session is over. And everything for the remainder of that day is better. You feel more accomplished. And once again, it fuels dedication. That dedication continues to compound because motivation is bullshit. Dedication is everything. 90-10 lifestyle with nutrition. Don't miss your workouts. If you had a workout scheduled for Wednesday and you miss it, then do it on Thursday or throw it in on the weekend. Even if it's a 10-minute workout, do something. But get rid of the notion that you need another pill because it is so not responsible for results. It's ridiculous. So you got to get up and move. If you want more information on that, oh, yeah, you probably saw this coming. I just wrote a book called Iron 40. If you're over 40 especially, I've laid out a blueprint that's easy to follow. It's a quick read, and it gives you everything. It gives you the motivation factor, the dedication factor, the mindset, statistics that are going to scare the living shit out of you, which we all need. Sometimes we need to hear what we need to hear, not what we want to hear, because you're not going to hear what you want to hear or need to hear from others, because most people that are in your circle of influence are probably trying to pull you down to their level because they don't want you to separate yourself from what they're doing. They will tell you, oh, you can eat that, or you don't have to be so disciplined, or you don't want to work so hard. Why do they do that? Because by pulling you down to their level, it justifies their laziness. And then they don't feel as guilty for not doing the hard work that you're doing. So separate yourself, be a freak in the room, and that will extend to everyone in your circle and everyone outside of your circle. So that's what you need to do. So check out my book, download it. Not only does it have the motivation, the statistics, but it also has a sample training program. We talk about a non-dogmatic approach to diet. There's a badass chapter on women that you ladies out there are going to appreciate. We talk about conditioning. We talk about cardio. We talk about rucking. We talk about everything. And it's all in that book. It's not just some glorified sales funnel to get you to buy something else. If you can get everything out of that ebook that will help you be successful, then I have done my job and I am supremely happy. So check it out. Link is below, and I will see you in a couple of days with another video. I am out.